You are listening to the Hiking Radio Network, where we talk the walk with shows by hikers about hikers for everybody.
This is the Hammock Hangers Podcast, where we hang out and talk about everything from hammocks and hammock camping to the group hangs from around the country. Hey everyone, welcome to the Hammock Hangers Podcast, where we unwind, relax, and delve into all things hammock related. Join us as we swing into the world of hammocks, exploring tips and tricks for setting up that perfect hang, sharing stories of outdoor adventures, and discovering the latest trends in hammock camping and relaxation. Whether you're a seasoned hammocker or new to the art of hanging, this podcast is your cozy corner to kick back, escape the hustle and bustle of everyday life, and soak in the soothing atmosphere of the hammock culture. Prepare to be inspired, educated, and entertained as we embrace the hammock lifestyle together. So grab your favorite hammock, find that perfect spot to hang, and let's embark on a hammock-filled journey that will leave you feeling refreshed, rejuvenated, and ready to take on the world. This is the Hammock Hangers Podcast, where every episode is a breath of fresh air. Let's get started.
Howdy, hangers. Welcome to this week's episode of the Hammock Hangers Podcast. This week, I am thrilled to have the guests that we have on because they are probably in the top 10 of my biggest joys and takeaways that I have received in the hammock community, or just the decision that I made 15 years ago to start hammock camping. They are some of the biggest fruits of that. They are what we are coining as the young Danes from the land of Denmarkia. We have Nils and Christian back on with us. How you doing, guys?
Woo, that's quite
Doing
an
great.
introduction. Thank you. How are you?
Glad to be here.
We've got Christian already throwing back beer, and I just finished up my last bag of Danish coffee like last week. They were all good that I got from this last trip over. However, I'll have to say that the quote unquote really expensive one that Nils you brought me at HangCon this past year was still probably my favorite one that I've gotten from Denmark.
Quote unquote,
So,
it was kind of expensive.
It is like I mean it is. Well, I'm usually I have no problem paying a pretty penny for.
It was a premium one. It was a good one.
I'm slowly working through the coffee that I bought this summer from our summer road trip because I think I want to say I ended up with. At one point, I had like 14 bags of coffee that I had to go through.
Yeah.
But luckily, depending on how you look at it, I am graciously letting my wife drink my premium coffee and not like settling for just whatever's on BOGO at Publix a week. So for her cold coffee, so she's getting really spoiled here recently with single origin Ethiopian and Costa Rican beans and this, that, and the other for her to drink cold coffee. But it's fine. This is fine.
I mean, if you get into it, you're stuck there. You can't go back.
Like I can't drink just bad coffee. Like I'll go to like Dunkin' Donuts like after school, and get coffee before I go to tutor. But it's really because it's super cheap and super quick and yeah. But the coffee that I totally don't make at school is very like my premium roast that I may or may not grind fresh and make, and I have a routine that I have to yeah.
So the safe in the classroom is just filled with coffee.
Like my closet is it may or may not, I cannot either confirm or deny, have a kettle, a coffee grinder, and probably at least 2 bags of coffee. I don't bring all my coffee into school, because I do like to have bougie coffee at home sometimes too. Usually late at night, and then I end up not being able to fall asleep. But that's also another poor life choice. But
Hey, I used to bring coffee to my work as well because
oh,
I'm
I
doing
that's
that.
how kids stay alive. That it really keeps the children from dying. And yeah, so and this year has been interesting too because going into high school, and high school has been a very interesting transition for me. It's different in all the ways that I fully expected it to be different. It's also different in ways that I did not expect it to be different. And the things that I love about it, I really, really love. And the things that I don't like about it, I really, really don't like. But it's growing on me. It's growing on me. I like what I do. So,
That's good. When did you change?
so that I changed at the beginning of the school year. So we have been in school. The kids came back on August 10th. So we've been in school for a few weeks now, and yeah, we're rocking and rolling. And my classes, I have one class of geometry and 5 classes of algebra 1. And even then, even my 4 or 5 classes of algebra 1, they are all very different. One being very, very different, but it's fine. It's fine. I get to be a different teacher, especially for that one class. I have to be a very different teacher. Like, look, I am the captain. My name is on the door for a reason. And I'm starting to break them, if that's safe. But yeah, so I brought you guys on. For one, I love chatting with you guys. We always have a fun time together. But I want to talk about gear because that's usually what we end up yapping about like throughout the year. Talking about, hey, what gear are you getting? Hey, I'm looking at this. What do you think? And bouncing ideas off you guys. So we're going to be talking about gear and talking about our favorite pieces of gear because we want to know what is the best hammock on the market for us to buy. And may have very different takes. So what I've asked you guys to do is go into your top 5 and talk about what is your top 5 hammocks. And if we have time, we're going to jump into a couple other pieces of gear as well. But your top 5 hammocks. So let's start with number 5. And so Christian, I'm gonna let you go first. So in your wide assortment of hammock haremness, what is your number 5 hammock?
I am going to start off with a European brand. I'm going to say the Hammock Drama. The Hammock flat lay with the inflatable mattress inside, filled with all sorts of storage options. I love the flat lay. I love the uniqueness of that hammock in the hammock space. I think it's an awesome hammock for all the right reasons. Even though it's not on top of my list, I think I am more of a traditionalist. I like the gathered ends, but having that amok, that uniqueness, bringing that out for from time to time when you just need a break from all of the traditionals.
Yeah, it's definitely something that we can happily say there is nothing else on the market, at least in the mainstream market, that I can say is even relatively close to the Amok that they have. And you're right. I have tried the Amok, and it's kind of like a bridge in a way. It takes a little bit of getting used to. The lay is very different. The feel until you get used to it can be very like tippy feeling wise, but I've
Yeah.
never had it actually tip over on me.
The main barrier to entry is the getting in and out of that hammock. It takes so many tries to become comfortable. Like the first 10 times you try and get in that hammock, you just end up on the ground, your feet on the ground, and people just look at you. What the fuck are you doing? Like, please get a traditional hammock. Like, this is no good. And then you had it for a year. You've been to a couple of trips and you've found the like tipping point, and you've gotten used to getting in and out. You're not scared going peeing at night. I
I,
can
I
see
think I
your
can say
head has a
for
billions.
for the Danish people, it's very popular here. Yeah, Mark.
Yeah,
It
it
also
really is.
is showcasing a complete set that is manageable to get into, like with economy wise, like money wise. It's a good priced product for lightweight, compact. You get your insulation, you can get a tarp, you get everything that fits together. It's a nice ecosystem. So it's a
They
good
kind of
gateway for people to do a good setup.
they sell the complete package, which is usually the main concern for people getting into hammocks, especially in Europe. Being so few vendors, they see hammocks and then they want to get their feet wet. They want to get into the sport or the hobby, and they usually end up going with lower tier. They just want the hammock. They haven't tried any underquilts. They are messing about with like the cheap foam pads that they're trying to put into a regular gathered end, and it isn't really working. So going to different hammock hangs and trying out the hammock, having someone to guide you through the the barrier of getting into the thing, once you've gotten used to that part, it's just an awesome complete set. They sell the top, they sell the pad, they sell the hammock. It's just everything ready to go. And compared to so many other hammocks where there's a lot of versatility, you can get all of the rich line organizers and all sorts of things. In hammock, everything is kind of built in that you need. Then again, downside being it's not so versatile. You can't really faff about with it. It is what it is.
Yeah, I know we have talked about in a couple different discussions that we've had, and having different pieces of gear, having one vendor make your tarp, one hammock, and the other your quilts or whatever. It works great for here in the States where we do have a lot of vendors that are doing a lot of those things. And also, we're not having to pay customs for all of the different pieces of gear coming into thing. So I can imagine Hammock being, something that is already there in Europe and readily available, being a huge draw. And even you made a great point, Christian, that they sell a complete package in one fell swoop. You can have everything that you need in one complete package to make getting your feet wet into the sport a success. Also, another thing that I absolutely love about Hammock as a company, for one, they are super great people and they are supporters of the hammock industry and community. Like they show up at hangs, they've shown up at HangCon Europe, they've shown up in the Danish Outdoor Festival, and they've even come over here for HangCon Florida as well. So we appreciate them and all that they're doing. And yeah, it's a very unique hammock and something not at all else on the market. What about you, Nils? What would be your number 5?
You're just telling me to pick up my top five hammocks, and I'm gonna go with something I don't own anymore for
Okay.
several reasons. But it was my gateway for real hammocking. I'll call it real, quote unquote, real hammocking. It was my old Hennessy hammock. I had the ASIM Ultralight zippered. I've had several, but that took me from like the cheapo mosquito bug net Amazon style hammocks and into a backpacking model that I took with me and I really got to use, and that was the gateway for me to go explore further into the industry of hammocks.
The
So for
Hennessy is,
me, it's that was my number five. Yeah.
was it one of the like bottom entry or did it have zippers on the side?
It was the zippered version. I also had I tried out the bottom entry. I find it funny. Uh, I liked it to be honest, but it needed a specific underquilt that I was not able to source in Europe.
Gotcha. Gotcha. That I have never owned a Hennessy hammock at all. I haven't had any of the expeditions or explorers or anything like that. The bottom, I remember when I was first getting into hammocks, seeing the bottom entry and going, this is a really weird and a really cool idea. Although I've never really laid in one or seen something, but yeah, I would definitely say looking back over the innovations over the years, that was probably in my top 3 of like interesting features for a hammock.
Definitely, it worked great. Honestly, it worked as advertised.
I think for me, like I that would be a good hammock for me if for one, I didn't need an underquilt because I can imagine that bottom entry being a little bit complicated with an underquilt. And also, if I didn't live in Florida, where the bottom of my hammock had a welcome to the buffet opening at the bottom that mosquitoes can kind of come in. I don't know if that's really an issue with those bottom entries, but
No, I think it's made to combat bugs because bugs can't fly underneath and up. So
oh,
it's actually it's for jungle use. That's what it said. I remember because I
hmm.
had the same worries. What is this gonna be? But I think the
So,
underquilts that were made for it, they actually snapped onto the opening. So when you open it, you split the underquilt. So it was like two
oh,
legs
okay.
of an underquilt. It was clever designed.
Hmm. Maybe one day I'll have to scratch that itch of trying a bottom entry Hennessy.
You
But
will
yeah,
panic when you wake up and you think there is a zipper.
it's like I can't get out. I remember like there was a company that like would retrofit the Hennessy hammocks with
Yeah,
zippers. I don't think they're around anymore. Like two
to
QZQ.
QCQ. Yeah.
Nah, but yeah. So I'll get into mine, and this is gonna kind of be a softball for me. But my number 5 is going to be a Phoenix hammock. My very first DIY hammock. It's probably the hammock that I used solo for the longest. It's one that I would take with me in my early days and going out, and there was just something about it. It was a double layer, 1.6 hexon. It was blue and orange. Not that any like Florida Gator fan or whatever, but I just really like the combination of blue and orange. Just so happens to work for like a college team that I also like. Um, but yeah, like it had a Franke bug net. I actually uh, on the gathered ends, I didn't put my suspension through it. I basically gathered them through the channel with a zip tie, and then would just lark's head the continuous loop right over the bundle at the end. That way, I could like change out suspension really quick. It has never failed on me. It is still in my uh, gear tote. I even the storage sack that I have for it, the double-ended stuff sack, I sewed loops on the outside of it so it could double as a ridgeline organizer. And this was before anybody else was doing that, so maybe that was the case. I'm saying that I had never seen anything out before I did it, but I know there's a few vendors that have adopted their style. But yeah, that is probably my favorite hammock for the longest time. So, all right, so now we're down to a number 4, and so we'll go in reverse order now. So, Nils, what would be your number 4?
Number four is coming in hot on this list because I had my first sleep in it last night.
Oh wow!
It's gonna be the Warbonnet Ridge Runner. I borrowed it from Christian. I wanted to try it out because I'm super intrigued. And I often get the questions if people are around me and they want to borrow a hammock or see what is this hammock camping thing about. And if I only show them five, six, seven different gathered ends, they're like, is this all the same? For somebody who's not into it, it kind of looks the same. So I'd love to have a bridge or something that is different to show people around. And I had a good night's sleep in it, and I'm coming back for more.
Oh, okay. All right. So how was the adjustment going from a gathered end to a bridge for you?
Yeah, the thing I like the most is the view. Honestly, the fabric sides are so low that you got the full panoramic views. But the lay wise, it's you have to adjust to be more on your like flat on your back because I sleep
Hmm.
on the like the side of my back, if you can say, like somewhat to the side, and I'm very fixed when I sleep in a gathered end, and I was rumbling around a little more, being it was more bed like.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, I would say the transition coming from a gathered end to a bridge initially is very different for people because they do lay differently. But I'm glad overall you had a positive experience with it.
Sure, it's a quality piece of product.
Yeah. All right, Christian, what about your number 4?
Very easy. Nils just mentioned it, the Warbonnet Ridge Runner. I am the one notorious guy that snores when we're out together. Being able to sleep on my side, I
I've
am
never heard you snore at
no.
all, ever.
Being stuck
Yeah.
with me is sometimes a difficult thing. So having the flat lay, just being able to sleep on my side, reduces that. And again, I love the gear. It is a bit bulky for hiking purposes, but if it's just a comfy, let's go out, camp, have a good time, it's an awesome hammock.
So, like, spoiler alert: this will not be the first time that we hear the Warbonnet Ridge Runner. But, like, so did you modify yours in any way?
I have tried to do different lengths of the suspension, trying to get it to fit on the Yobo stand, the turtle bug. With not the best of success. I think I just have to redo it back to the original. I haven't really done anything other with it. It just works. I bought it on a whim, secondhand, with a 0-degree under quilt. So it has been used. I also have the spindrift, so it has been used primarily as like the camp, going out winter camping, just being toasty and comfortable. I haven't used it as much as I would like, but it's always a choice every time you have to go camping. What do I pick? And because of the poles, and unless I know it's more of a car camping, we are not hiking 20 miles, anything. Okay, I can bring the Ridge Runner. Otherwise, I'm going to bring a more compact hammock.
Gotcha. All right. So for me, my number 4 is actually a hammock that I do not currently own, but would totally, it's in my wheelhouse to purchase one. I have laid in them numerous times, have taken naps because I have so many friends that have them. And also, the guy that makes them is just a really great individual, and that is going to be a Majestic hammock. When people say that there is something different about what Corey from Majestic is doing, it's not a lie. It looks on face value. Before I met Corey, before I knew anything about Majestic, I'll be completely honest. I looked at his hammocks and said, "Oh, this looks like the cookie cutter Chinese tri panel hammock that you would get at Walmart. Why would anybody like pay this much for his stuff?" And then I met him, fell in love with him, and also looked at his hammocks and all the intricacies that go into creating a Majestic hammock. And no, I will say it's the real deal. Corey is a great guy who personally sews every one of his hammocks, and it's not your traditional tri-panel layer. He does something with his cut that is different. That he said if he told me, he would have to kill me, and I like my life the way that it is. So he has not told me, but it's just different. You can lay in a certain way, and lay in a different way, and you're still super comfortable. They are They are not asymmetrical. They are symmetrical. So it doesn't matter which way that you lay. It's going to be comfortable all the way. And I will say, without a doubt, I'm right at 6 foot. It's the most comfortable or shorter than 11-foot hammock that I have ever laid in. It's just like my 10.5 would be the one that I'm going to order eventually. And it's crazy comfortable. And I like that I can easily fit in a 10.5. So I have plenty of coverage, even with a 11-foot tarp. So yeah. So shout out to Majestic for my number 4. All right, so let's get into number three, and I will start with this one. So, my number three, and we're getting into like the really favorites here, is my 30-degree Superior Gear, uh, all camo hammock. I absolutely love my Superior Gear. It's actually the hammock that I used to sleep in at HangCon, Florida, this year. I was super toasty. I I I absolutely love a quilted hammock. I don't like dealing with an underquilt, because that question of, hey, is this going to slip out from under me in the middle of the night? I don't have to worry about that. It's set it and forget it. Everything's attached. I can just grab one thing. I'm not having to worry about a hammock or a underquilt suspension failing in any way, or me kicking my feet outside the quilt and having my feet freeze and they never get warm again for the rest of the night, because that's never happened. Um, I just absolutely love it. Are there some things that I would change about it? Yeah, probably. I'm not a huge fan of like the zippers having to come to like one central location. I know Dream Hammock, I know at one point used to do that as well. It works. Don't get me wrong. I like the fact that the zippers are always in the same spot, but I kind of like the choose your own adventure of having the zipper go all the way up or all the way down. I wish the bug net was a little bit wider. It constricts the lay probably a little bit more than a lot of people are used to. It's still a super comfortable hammock. You know, it's in my top three, so it's not a bad piece of gear. And I really like Danny's support of the hammock community as well. Super great guy and makes really great products. So, Christian, I'll shoot at you for your number three.
So I was lucky enough that when you came to Denmark last time, you left your hammock. I did pay
Oh,
you,
you
but
did pay me. Yes,
I did pay
let's
you, but I bought your quilted chameleon. You just mentioned the quilted part, having a underquilt sewn into it. I use it especially for the winter setup, convenience thing. I don't have to worry about a thing. Everything just works. Me and Nils we went to a Danish hammock event last night, and I just upgraded it with a side sling. I love that hammock to death. It's an awesome piece of gear, and I got to say, like, picking like a top three, even a top five, is really difficult. But we're going into all of these hammocks are awesome, and I put my quilted down at three because it's the hammock that offers me the least amount of versatility, even though it's such a convenient hammock. It's just perfect for everything it does, and yeah, I love it.
so
You're
the
not
DutchWare
aware of
quilted
the
hammock is
ecosystem you're about to buy into.
Yeah, I have not been introduced to the DutchWare ecosystem. I've just looked at Nils' stuff and been like, not me, and yet here I am.
here you are. Here you
Yeah.
are. All right, Nils. What about you?
Can I
Getting
do a
into
fun
the
one?
top three
Yeah.
now.
Can I do a fun one? Because I want to do the typical the n+1 equation.
Okay. All right.
So my number three is gonna be my next hammock.
Oh, okay.
Oh
All
yeah.
right.
Because my top two spots are something that any new hammock in my stable will have to conquer or fight for a spot in my backpack against my
Oh,
top
okay.
two. My current obsession is going to be a lightweight custom built hammock, and
Okay.
hopefully I'll be able to enjoy a few nights in it for HangCon Florida, but it's still in the works. But any new hammock will have to be at least have to fight to stay at the top. Let's call it that.
Oh, okay.
A little
So
twist.
tell us about some of the specs of this new hammock that's going to take your one of your top three spots.
I want to do new types of fabric that I haven't had I haven't tried for several nights yet. I'm looking at the Mountain 1.2 XL. I've heard from Rips Up on the Roll, their podcast. They interviewed Dream Hammock about fabrics and hammock fabrics. And I got tuned into the Mountain 1.2 because the 1.7 is a clear winner for most people.
I
As
absolutely love that fabric.
it's firm but comfortable. It still conforms to you, is what I've heard. And I'm looking at weight because I need the absolute most compact summer setup I can get away with. If hiking in the summer, I'm usually down to a 35-liter backpack, so I want a compact setup. So I'm doing I want to try the 1.2 mountain, and then I'm obsessed with the idea of monolight instead of bucknet, as it should be easier to work with, and it's less prone to snagging on things if you're doing more fragile zippers or hooks.
So if
So
it won't be the 1.7 mountain, but I will say I have two hammocks, one made by Jason from Walhalla and another one made by Autumn Outdoor Gear, and that both have the monolight as the bug net screen. I don't understand why more people aren't doing that. In my opinion, it breathes just as well as the regular bug net, and it's more compact and it's lighter. And unless you're using like a point 0.5 bug net, which snags on literally everything, the 1.7 monolight does a really great job. Anne Marie from Autumn Ultralight Gear, we were talking when I asked her to make this particular hammock, and she's like, I've done it, but I will never do another bug net out of the bottle light. I don't know what it was, but she was
okay,
not a fan. Jason didn't seem to have too much issue with it. At least he didn't say anything to me about it. But
talk to
uh,
Jason for sure.
yeah, he
Um,
they both. I'll say you're gonna really like it. You're gonna really like it.
Probably. I like the dude himself. I met him at HangCon. I like his products as well. I'm repping his cat around for Danish hammock events as well. And people were asking,
There you go.
what is Valhalla? I'm like, oh, you'll see. Uh,
You got a minute. You got a minute.
yeah,
Let me
but
chat
yeah,
with
my
you. Let
number
me
three
chat.
hammock will be a custom one. That's kind of why it takes a high spot as the first thing. It's gonna be a first one that I designed for me, not
Okay.
an off the
Awesome.
shelf pick.
So so this is your first like custom build.
Custom, yeah.
Yeah. So this is when you know like you fully engulfed into the hammock life is you like I want something that I pick every single detail.
I feel like I'm there. I'm ready.
Your wallet may regret that later, but yeah, I totally get it. I totally get it. All right, so Christian, we are down to the top two now. I know for me this is a struggle, but what do you got coming in at number two for you?
So my number two is my go-to pick every time we need to do a summer hike. I bring out my dream hammock in my 1.6 Hybrid D. I love the versatility, the integrated bucknet. I sleep fantastically in that thing. Um, it's always a struggle between every time I bring out my girlfriend, who's going to pick what. The dream is always it's always a struggle between my number two and my number one pick. But my dream hammock, love it to death. I have it in a tan color. Works perfectly. I'm a little camo guy. I love everything, so I usually pick all of my underquilts in a camo color that fits perfectly with the tan. I love my hammock. The
It
dream
looks
hammock, the
good.
sparrow.
It's a
Yeah, the
beautiful
sparrow
one.
one.
Oh, the sparrow.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
sparrow. Yeah.
I think that was my dream hammock sparrow that I have. It was when I was young and stupid in the hammock world. But that was like my very first like super custom. Like I picked out the thread color. I picked out the color of the guy outlines and the color of the suspension and everything. That was my super one. My oddly enough, I had them do the winter cover out of an uncalendared fabric. Looking back on it now, I was like, that's kind of stupid. But it was like, oh, I don't know what this fabric feels like, so I'll just get them to have a winter cover done in that. But no, it's a really great. My Sparrow is, now this was also when I was much heavier, so it's a single layer, but it was in the 2.2 hex pattern, or the 2.4. It was one of like the high weight fabrics, but yeah, it is a great hammock as well. Okay, so Nils, number 2.
Number 2,
Ooh.
it's you rep the guy Corey and Majestic Hammock. I'll give it to him. He sold me on the concept of non-zippered, so yeah, netless hammocks.
Uh-huh.
I was a skeptic before I tried his hammock, and we have had talks about this, doing the zippered or netless setup, and the Majestic hammock is what sold me on it. I was not a converter, or I didn't convert the first time I tried it. I was exposed for it at the first Danish Outdoor Festival where you guys came over in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
And we had some good talks with Corey. We were next to him in camp. And I think you, Christian, you bought yours on a whim. You're like, I have to own that.
I didn't buy it on a whim.
you
I got sold on that
you
concept.
tried one for a whole night.
So we were sat next to, or not next to, but a few meters away from Corey, and every morning he would come over with a cup of coffee and slowly tempt us towards his little area, and like, oh, just don't mind me. I brought some hammocks from the States, and I make them myself, and I don't want to sell them to you. I just try them. Just come here, lay in them. And funnily enough, he ended up like, oh, you seem to like it. Oh, did you want to try the night in it? I'm like, what do you mean? In Denmark, that's not a thing you do. You don't just go to a vendor and they're like, oh, do you want to try it? Here's a hammock. Bring it back tomorrow around noon. Everything's fine. Just do it. So he just gave me a hammock and like, set it up, do whatever you want.
Well, he got you on the hook, and
yeah.
I talked with him in Florida back in January again, and I was like, I'm warming up, Corey. I'm getting there. And then finally, after Danish Outdoor Festival, I bit the bullet and I got myself one. And
so yeah, that was a big struggle for me. Like, which one did I like better in terms of like an attached bug net versus something like a Frankie, which are a wraparound or kind of like a sock or something. And it's kind of like high school. The things that I like about both, I really, really like. The things that I don't like about both, I really don't like. An attached bug net is super great because when you get in, it's nice and taut on the sides, especially like if you have like an ASIM cut, it's off your face. And that's great. The thing that I really like about a sock, like, it preserves all the comfort that you get from not having an attached bug net. And I think you get the most comfortable lay in a unattached bug net versus an attached. The downside to an attached bug net is that it kind of cramps up the sides of the hammock just slightly, so you don't get that, like, I don't know, just relaxed fit when you lay. It kind of like, you can kind of just push a little bit on your feet or squeeze a little and extenuate that squeeze on your shoulder a little bit. But on the flip side of a sock / Frankie, you get it's flopping in your face, and it can be a little bit more claustrophobic, I guess. So, but yeah.
Also, having that extra zipper along the way if you're just lounging in it or throwing your legs over it. I mean, I'd prefer not to have the zipper there.
Yeah.
Stress member.
Mm-hmm. And I guess maybe like it's, if you had like on a Frankie per se, like what do you have there that's gonna fail other than it snagging on something and ripping the bug net, which you would have on any hammock, versus if you had like a zipper fail on an attached bug net, you're SOL.
And Florida,
which I have had happen on maybe like 2 hammocks that I've bought. So I will say, making hammocks, making an attached bug net hammock is something that I have done once, and will only do once, I will happily pay someone else to do it. Like Frankie net for me and my DIYs all the way. It's so much easier to do, so much easier to, kind of put together and execute. I made the one attached bug net hammock that I made for my son, and I will never ever make another one. So for me, my number two, and like for you guys, like when we're getting into like the top three, the top two for me are really like neck and neck for very different reasons. But at the end of the day, I am saying my number two is a hammock that both of you have already mentioned, and that is the Warbonnet Ridge Runner. I absolutely love my Warbonnet Ridge Runner. That's why I have 5 of them, in different colors. All of them, I think all of my Ridge Runners are the double layer, just because I like just that little bit more firm lay. I like the ability that I would have, even though I've never used a pad other than like once in them. I've always used an underquilt, but I like the option of having a pad in there as well. I I will say there are ways that you can make the Ridge Runner lighter and more hiking friendly. I know my father-in-law, I converted him on a Ridge Runner, and that's what he takes when he does his AT section hikes. He's replaced the poles with I got him a set of Rotolacura carbon fiber spreader bars that he has done. Although I have modified pretty much every single one of mine in various ways. Um, One particular Frankenstein-esque Ridge Runner that I had, I wanted to not put it on a Yobo turtle bug, but I wanted to put a Ridge Runner on a cricket, and I successfully did that. I modified the dog bones on the end to as short as I possibly could without over stressing the spreader bars. I added a structural ridge line, but the structural ridge line goes above the bug net. So the structural ridge line is, I want to say, 10 feet 10 inches. So not only would it fit on a cricket stand, it would happily fit under an 11-foot tarp, which is also another struggle that you get with bridge hammocks. I will say that the bridge hammock adapter bars that that Yobo sells for the turtle bug, and their version of the modified camper, work incredibly well. I used that a lot this past summer, and I cannot say anything more great about that. I would say for both of you or anybody that owns a bridge hammock, the Yobo camper with the bridge modifications is a piece of gear that you absolutely need to have. It is an incredible extra piece to help you kind of take that bridge hammock out and guarantee that you're going to have trees, because, from my personal experience going and showing up at campgrounds thinking, oh, I'm going to hammock camp, and looking around and go, there is no earthly way that I could fit a hammock anywhere on this campsite. Or, I mean, in some cases, the hammocks aren't even allowed to be hung to trees. So, but yeah, I love the fact that the Warbonnet Ridge Runner, it has storage pockets not only on both sides that are included with it. It also has a storage pocket above my head that I always put my phone, always put my glasses on there. I do miss an internal ridge line with the Ridge Runner. But that's a piece of sacrifice that I'm willing to make, because I love everything else about it. I love the fact that the Ridge Runner is different than a lot of other bridges, because it's almost like the head end, the fabric kind of goes up a little bit to create a little bit of that incline, whereas a lot of other bridge hammocks are more bathtub-esque lay. And so, yeah, that's in a push and go situation, that is usually the fight of which hammock am I going to take, either that or my number one. So now let's get to our number one, our go-to, the top spot, our king of our gear, hammocks. And Nils, I'm gonna throw it at you for this one. So your number one greatest hammock that you own is
The quilted chameleon.
the Quilted Chameleon. Okay, all right.
Christian already mentioned it, and I'm doing the quilted chameleon fits so many things for how I hammock, how I hike, and how I camp. I bought into the system of attachments, and I can exchange the bug net for a top cover. I got the side sling, I got the sidecar. I can adapt that to fit whatever kind of hike I'm going on, and I have it in a 40 degree, and that fits me through the summer, no issues. I've taken that down a little lower than 40s as well, and the no fiddle factor is perfect for hiking because I don't want to set up and use a ton of time in camp setting up. I just want to crash out. I want to get my feet up as soon as I'm done hiking. I want to relax before having to make dinner. It needs to be quick and easy, and it fits the bill.
All right, Christian, what is your king of the hill as far as your gear and your hammock goes?
I would say the Majestic. Well, I kind of ruined it seeing Nils talk me into it, but Corey, that guy. Nobody has ever sold me on a hammock concept better than Corey did. Uh, Not only the guy, but the products he makes. And you have an awesome hammock with amazing comfort when I haven't been able to sleep in it all year because my girlfriend has taken it every single time. Like, which is like, nope, the Majestic is mine. You can take whatever. I take that one. That is how I know it's an awesome piece of gear.
So it's not only yours, but Caroline is
Oh, she has.
probably
It's
well.
hers now. Like, there's
It's
no.
hers.
I might have built it with the 1.6 Hybrid D and picked out all the colors that suits me, and I might set it up for her. But the second it's set up, it's like, okay, now you can go do yours because this is mine now.
Oh
So
man!
yeah,
All right, so
Can I
man,
say a little
yeah, go
something
ahead.
before that? Speaking of Corey, also it's a funny thing with my number one hammock is also the one that my girlfriend takes from me. I think they're influenced somehow.
yeah.
But Corey, you said he sold you on the complete concept, and when I'll see Corey again, I'll talk to him about these damn adapter straps. They can tow his truck, but they can't float my boat.
So so my number one hammock is different than you all. So you're talking about other people in your life stealing your gear and have their preferences. My children will always steal my superior gears. Like my kids, like if we're going on a trip and and I'm saying, hey, this is going to be a hammock only trip. My kids both will steal my son usually steals my 30 degree Superior, and my daughter steals my 10-foot Superior. They absolutely love the Superior. My wife will steal one of my Ridge Runners. The Ridge Runner, it fits her. She sleeps the most comfortable in it. Also, I've got the Spindrift that I can throw on it. So if we're getting into something really below 40 degrees, I put like a 20-degree underquilt. I have like a 0-degree top quilt that I could throw in there with her. And the Spindrift, I make sure that she is not cold. My number one is strictly for me. Neither one of my kids or wife have stolen this. And it is also the Quilted Chameleon. I was introduced to that kind of the first run before it was released, and that's what I took over for the first HangCon Europe, and I was completely sold on it. I love the spreader. I have the spreader bar bug net as well, which is another piece of gear that I did not think that I would like until I owned it, and realized that, oh wow, I really like having this bug net come up automatically and not being my face when I'm getting out of my hammock or when I'm having coffee in the morning. I can just sit out and it's just naturally propped up and not in my face. I love the speed setup factor. When we are traveling and we are only staying either 1 or 2 nights at a place and we have to pack up and leave early in the morning because we've got a long drive, paired that up with an Anaconda, I can smash everything into the Anaconda and throw it in, and I can be packed up and ready to go in less than 5 minutes, and that's a complete setup. And setting it up is just as easy. Click, unfurl, and everything is already set up. Underquilt, hammock, and top quilt all in one package. Are there things that I personally would like to see different on it? Yes. The zipper system on it is absolutely wonderful. It allows you to change top quilts or not top quilts, but it allows you to change bug nets to winter covers, and however that's really great. You can easily add side slings, side cars, which I've done as well. I wish the zippers were a little bit more like smooth as some of the other ones, but that doesn't allow. It's kind of a give and take. If they were, they wouldn't be as adaptable to creating all the other really cool things that you can add to it. The only other thing that I would change, and maybe this is just me personally, I would love it if the end caps were made done with fabric and not no-seam netting. I would
Why?
say that's a big thing for me.
How come?
I don't know. Like I like that just the durability of it. Like you were talking about how the mono, you wanted a 0.7 monolight instead of the bug netting. I think for me there, because the zipper, when you go all the way up, I've got and I own a lot of chameleons. I won't say how many, but I own a lot of them. And there's a few of them that the zipper has gotten caught on the bug netting on the end caps, and I have holes there now because that it's not as durable. However, if you have something like my Sparrow, the end caps are like a 1.6 or even like the 0.7 monolight, I'd be fine with because it doesn't snag. So it's
I
not a
see
weight thing for
possibilities
me.
for color coordinating as well. That'll be a nice touch.
Yeah, that's something too. Like I like color, and I like bright colors, and having something like that, or even even if I were to go to like a camo setup, having those printed end caps, it's just something else unique that you really don't see. But overall, the Quilt Chameleon is probably hands down the most versatile, the easiest to set up, and its speed factor, weight factor, and everything all to bit. Now, I know that they've come out with the Hellbender. I do not have a Hellbender yet. I'm pretty sure one may end up in my stable at some point in time. But I'm interested to see the difference between the Hellbender and the Chameleon, because I absolutely love the Chameleon, and it's usually one of my easy go-to between that and my Ridge Runner and my Superior Gear camo. But yeah,
Fun
so
fact:
that
the one you brought to Danish Outdoor Festival last year. That was my first take and tryout in the quilt set.
yeah,
Uh, so yeah, you sold me on that as well. So share
And
my
I
I
praise.
bought it. Well, the second one.
and I literally sold Christian on it, like literally product to cash. Yeah. Um, So vendors, if you're coming to HangCon Europe or HangCon US, you need to find Christian, because apparently he's a really easy sell. Just talk nice to him, and he's going to buy your gear.
But we got several hammocks in our top fives that is all mentioned by that is mentioned by all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely some commonality. I mean, there are definitely hammocks also that I have that have a very special spot in my heart that they just don't get used very often, like the Warbonnet XLC. That was my very first like real camping hammock that I was just like, all right, I'm gonna pony up and get out of this Eno setup, which was kind of my gateway hammock. And yeah, so that will always have a special spot in my heart. In my opinion, the Ridge Runner is significantly better. um I also like the thing about the Ridge Runner. It's not quilted. However, attaching an underquilt to a ridge runner,
Yeah.
it's 4 attachments. That's it. There's no like, oh, make sure this is taut, make sure this is cinched or set. It's like, no, it's set it and forget it, which is another thing that I absolutely love about the ridge runner. And I love my Loco Libre ridge runner quilts. So, but yeah. So now we talked about maybe throwing in some other pieces of gear on top of hammocks. We're not going to do a top 5, but if you could have one tarp and only one tarp, what would be your go-to tarp? So Christian, I'm gonna pose this question to you first. If all your gear was destroyed and you were only able to save one tarp to save them all, which tarp would you save?
The one tarp I'm running every single time is my Warbonnet Mountain Fly in Shadow Pine with the center pole. Every single time in a 12-foot variant. I love that piece of gear.
It is a beautiful tarp. I will say, like, I saw it and I'm very coveting that print, and yeah,
I
it's a
need to
really
know. It is perfect.
And Hank on Florida, people were asking you, "Is this the mountain fly? Is it? It is, right? Yeah."
Yeah.
People came up to you like, "This is a warbonder, right?"
yeah. All right, Nils, what about you? You could save only one of your tarps. Which one are you tucking away?
That's a tough one. I am very prone to take my DutchWare winter bonded winter tarp
Okay.
because I use that for everything. But if I could take only one, I would do the Warbonnet mini fly because it fits the bill for any kind of trip that I go on. I'm not doing extreme weather. Even if we're going winter camping, it's Denmark. It's just below zero. It's or below
Yeah.
freezing, I should say. 0 Celsius. It's not super cold or anything, and I can get by with a smaller tarp, and the small doors will cover for rain or wind, and I'm able to look out. It's a big factor for me to be able to see my surroundings. So I've gotten used to or come to I've gotten used to using a smaller tarp and then dial that setup in. So I prefer less fabric.
Mm, gotcha. Gotcha. I'm actually surprised that with your focus being on ultralight, that maybe a Dyneema was not like.
Yeah, about that wallet though.
Yeah.
Also, I
Yeah,
like
those are.
packability more than the weight savings actually. Like this
That's
low
true.
poly packability because I'm doing a tiny backpack. I'm not that. The rest of my kit is pretty dialed as well, so I'm not afraid of a few ounces regarding tarps. But of course, light is always better. But I need to try out a Dyneema tarp. I heard they're loud.
They which that the loudness doesn't mind me that much. Paul is completely sold on Dyneema. Like when he goes on those trips, he's always got his Dyneema. I had keyword out of that, had a Dyneema tarp that yeah, it bit the dust. I was camping. Actually, I wasn't even camping. I was setting up at a bushcraft festival to do a hammock demo, and it was some crazy wind there, and the wind just hit this hammock just right, and it delaminated on the peak, and so it just like shredded from the attach points where the ridgeline is. So
Oh,
yeah, I got to figure out what I'm going to do with the rest of that tarp. I want to use the Cuban fiber or the Dyneema cloth for some other project, but I just haven't done anything yet.
there's no
But
saving that tarp. Yeah.
there's no saving that tarp. Which you also mentioned the DutchWare bonded winter, which for me that tarp is apparently cursed for me. I am not allowed to have that tarp because I have owned 2 of them, both destroyed by weather. Not saying anything with like the product. It's a great product. That's why I rebought it. But yeah, 2 of them. They are not hurricane force wind proven. So
Perfect for Denmark.
Yeah.
yeah, perfect for Denmark.
Yeah.
Not so much in Florida or Ohio apparently. So yeah. So for
What's
me,
yours then?
if I could, I have a lot of tarps, and I love, like, I've got printed ones that are really cool, and I've got this. I am gonna go with my very first real tarp, and it's one that I've had the longest, and it's the one that I absolutely love the most, and that is my 11-foot Warbonnet Superfly. It just works. I did buy another one down the road that I did in Sil Poly. I prefer the Sil Poly over Sil Nylon, but it's just a tarp that has taken me through the roughest storms. I definitely top 3 storms that I've been in have been under my Warbonnet Superfly. I stayed super dry. I love the fact that it has the doors, which, like yourself, I don't do any crazy winter camping. Again, we live in Florida, so there's that. And I'm unfortunately, I can't travel a lot during the winter to get to those places that have snow. Also, I have no desire to camp in like -40, like none whatsoever. But with the wind, and I like the closing off, it can make things as dark as possible. So overall, that as it's got a sensibility factor to it. It's got a sentimental value for me. It is just a perfect tarp for me. But yeah,
Warbonnet bingo.
Warbonnet bingo. Yeah. That they make some great gear. A tarp that I'll say that I really like that I've never owned is the
Tsunami.
UGQ hanger, like the 12-foot hanger.
Mm.
Their winter
Oh yeah.
palace, or their winter dream. The winter dream. I've always coveted that particular tarp. It's really nice, and he I know Chad has done some like really cool things with those as well. All right, so as we're building this dumpster fire and our house is on fire, if you could save one quilt set, what quilt set would you save? And I will start with this one. If I'm saving my quilted chameleon, I'm still going to save the same top quilt. If I'm saving my Ridge Runner, I am definitely saving my Loco Libre Ridge Reaper underquilts. They are, for one, they are works of art. The chevron panels of the baffling that they have in there make them really, really pretty, really, really functional. I have never had a single cold spot in those at all. If I'm saving a top quilt, hands down, I'm saving my UGQ Bandit. I simply love that top quilt to death. It's kind of a one of a kind thing for me. I do have another one on order that has the alpha liner sewn into the inner side, so I'm really excited about that one as well. But the UGQ Bandit for me is hands down my favorite top quilt. So let's see, Nils, we'll shoot it back at you. If you were saving one quilt set, what are you saving?
You gotta remember, we're in Europe, and those fancy vendors, they're not that common over here. I wish I had some local Libra gear. I might get some.
Kibu had some really awesome quilts at Danish Outdoor Festival as
That
well.
was.
He
I
did.
would love to have one of Kibu's quilts.
I know they're coming in for several people that attended Danish Outdoor Festival. The quilts
Oh,
are
okay.
coming in from Kipo now.
Yeah.
I would take my hammock gear, the incubator. I've had it at the Econ Series 20 Fahrenheit. I've got a current 40 set, and that has never done me wrong. It's lightweight. It's the same color as my hammock. I like that. For top quilt, I'm going Cumulus, the Polish company. Premium down products using very nice fabric as well, Torre and Pertex. I've had one for 10 years, and there's not a single thing wrong with that. It keeps up with me, and that's all I need. Keeps
Hey,
me
there you
warm
go.
as well. It's so it's rated so conservatively. It's ridiculous. Uh, I'm doing it's 250 grams of down, and it will keep me down to below freezing. Uh,
All right, Christian, what about you? What's keeping you warm in this dumpster fire of life?
For underquilt, I would go with I have a Jaxa Better Mount Washington, 20-degree Fahrenheit, perfect green that goes with all of my earth tone hammocks. Love the vertical baffles or horizontal. Maybe I would say vertical baffles on it. It fluffs up so quick, and it keeps me warm all night. I've modified the suspension to fit on my Majestic, and it just works. For top quilt, I usually always go with the Hammock Gear Burrow top quilt. I had that with a camo print that just works with that setup. That's definitely my preferred setup.
Okay. Yeah, I have a hammock gear setup that again I bought very early in my hammock journey, and it's kind of like my beater set. Like if I'm going like winter camping or when we go on the summer, I just have an extra quilt set that I throw in the camper just in case of the kids happen. Luckily, this past summer is a good thing that I had it because, well, wet down does not keep you dry. So when a tornado comes through and you need an extra quilt set, that came in clutch. But yeah, really had that hammock gear quilt set for a long time as well. So all right. We also talked about having two wild card pieces of gear that not necessarily hammock related. They don't have to be, but it's something that is a game changer for you and makes up in your pack most of the time. So, Christian, I'm going to throw this back at you. What's going to be your wild card pieces of gear?
So my first wildcard gear, I'd say you brought it to me in Denmark. My Lightheart gear setup. You brought me a hoodie and a buff. Like every time we go hiking, I am so comfortable in that set. Being in that microgrid fleece all night, snuggled up in my little hammock. Oh, I love it. I love my Lightheart gear set. I really do.
Oh man, I might have to like reconsider my wild card thing. I completely forgot about my Jeez, because you're right. Like, especially when I'm in Denmark, I could really
You live in
just
that.
like bring my Lightheart gear, and that's really all that I would wear.
Your
When
face,
in doubt,
AJ.
where's
That's
AJ? Look for the microgrid.
perfect.
Look for the microgrid. Yeah, and
Yeah.
mine is like the
The
featherwood, so
alpha.
like
Oh,
I'm
yeah, I had the
very easily.
peacock. Yeah.
Great pick.
All right, what is your second piece of gear?
So I always, if I have to have like a really good, comfortable camp, I always bring my Schwarzebine table. I have like the best buddy with little shots glasses for some rum we can share. That little hammock table next to my hammock, so I have somewhere I can lift my shoes off the ground. I have a place for a water bottle. I can just lay out something that's not really, especially for my quilted chameleon. I haven't really set up the Ridgeline organizer yet, so just having a table outside of the hammock, I can just
Great picks.
put it out
Great
there.
picks.
They were really so we met them at HangCon Europe this year. They were really great people from Germany, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Really great people. Really great people.
Schwarzebine means black bee.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And,
All right, Nils. What about you?
Yeah, you made me reconsider with the Schwarzebine as well because I bring mine pretty often too. I'll go a different route. You say you put in your pack, but I'm gonna say the pack itself. I love my Hyperlight Mountain Gear backpacks. I got a Wind Rider and the smaller frame as the Contour, and they are with me anytime I'm on a hike. That's in a Hyperlight Mountain Gear
They are
backpack.
really pretty packs. Like I like the white Dyneema fabric
Yeah,
that
mine
you
was
can put
white.
in.
Now it's brown.
It is well loved.
It is well loved and it's holding up. It's you can't kill it. Um, and and the second one I'm going coffee, a coffee setup.
oh yeah.
So
Because even if
what's
you
like
know
your
Christian,
go-to
because
coffee?
if we're camping together, I always have
Yeah,
coffee.
you're the designated coffee guy. Like, should I bring coffee? Nah, I got it covered. Okay,
Got it
Nils,
covered.
you go.
Please don't bring anything.
Yeah, don't ruin it.
Bang bang, shots fired.
No, I won't drink instant coffee. No.
I
No,
converted you, Christian, as well. You
Christian's
got a good setup
in
at
charge
home now.
of Christian is in charge of bringing the mead because
True.
the mead that he brought, mwah, really good. Okay,
What about
so
you?
all right, so my man, All right, so my wild card pieces of gear. My first one, I'm going to shout out to. I got to have good coffee, and like for me, I can do instant coffee, but if even when I'm backpacking, like I will bring my AeroPress, and I will bring pre-ground coffee. But I love my AeroPress. It's really easy to make a really great cup of coffee. All I've got to do is boil water. It's super easy to clean, and you just push the puck out. You got coffee, and it's what I use here at home. It's what I use at school. It's what I use car camping. It's what I use backpacking. It is my go-to coffee all around setup. So the AeroPress, um, I have the AeroPress Go, and I also have the regular AeroPress. I have the XL as well. I'm not a huge fan of the XL as much, but yeah, those two with the pressure valve. It has to have the pressure valve. And my second wild card piece of gear, which you all both made me like reconsider this because you guys also put in some really great stuff. But I will say my Walhalla hammocks ground cloth that I have. It's really nice to just have something down that I can put my pack on, to put my shoes on, that I can step out to, that it know that I'm not like getting my socks dirty or stepping out in something wet and soggy or muddy. I've got that to have a nice little platform under my tarp that I can go for a nice clean stand, I guess.
Can I do an honorable mention real quick? Because you
Sure,
inspired.
why not? Because there are no rules here.
Because again, you say something, my mind keeps bouncing off of that. I picked up at Danish Outdoor Festival Hank in Europe this year. I picked up the Kipu hump bag, which
Okay.
it's like a turtle. Like it's waterproof or water resistant. It's a waterproof bottom and water resistant. Like it's I think it's even tarp, still nylon fabric. So it's lightweight, but you put it down as a ground cloth, but it has a waterproof zipper across it, so you can actually fit your bag in that.
Oh, okay.
So I call it the turtle bag because the hump bag is kind of a funny word.
Yeah, it doesn't translate well. It,
Nah, I mean, I didn't name it. He did.
kind of like
But yeah,
that licorice that you brought me over. It doesn't translate well to English. Oh man, since you like made honorable mention, I'm gonna do one as well. And this is a piece of gear that I did not think that I would use as much as I have, and I use it quite frequently now, not just camping, but in everyday life. Um, I got a fanny pack. That's what it is. I call it my adventure sack, but it's really a fanny pack from Red Paul Gear. And Matt gifted me this at HangCon Europe, and I thought like, oh, this might be really cool over here to have, play for my passport or other things that I'm walking around the festival. But fanny packs really aren't my gig or whatever. I used it the entire summer. I loved it. It was always there. I always had like my chapstick there, or like my eye drops if I like had allergies. Other just like random crap that I probably didn't need to carry, but it's always good to have there. I have like a power bank there for if I need to charge my phone or something. It's waterproof. It's got a waterproof zipper. It's got made of the Dyneema fabric. I wear it when I go to football games at the high school, so I can keep my ID in there, keep my keys in there. Or it's got a sunglasses holder for my sunglasses as well. It has kind of been the redheaded stepchild that I have adopted and fallen in love with. It is absolutely great. So shout out to Matt for Red Paw Packs for that, converting me to a fanny pack and helping me fully embrace the hey, I'm over 40 now. So embrace also that hey, just look for the guy that looks totally like a tourist. But hey, do not care. I love that fanny pack and I will continue to wear it. So but yeah, so that about wraps it up for this week. You
Christian, you
guys have
got
been on quite a few adventures that I kind of want to like touch on as well. You guys just came back from an outdoor festival. Tell us a little bit about that.
who should go first?
Shoot it up, silent.
It started as a smaller. First of all, we're in Jutland. We're in Silkeborg. It's a smaller hang than the Danish Outdoor Festival, but it's more focused on the overnight, this staying part of it. And then it's smaller. It's so you get smaller vendors, you get more small shops, personal shops rather than big gear rep salesmen. So it's quite like an intimate little festival, and it's always a good time. Um,
And you
I
said there
think
was
I
like
think
close to
we're
200 hammocks, right?
yeah. I bet there is about 200 hammocks there.
It's really grown up, like really increased in size the last couple of years. I think we've been there the last 3 years. Uh, every year it just keeps going
It
up.
grows, yeah.
Yeah, so compared to the Danish Outdoor Festival that you've been to, AJ, it's on the kind of the island of Denmark, where
The
the,
peninsula.
the peninsula, correct. So it's about a 4-hour drive, and in terms of Danish driving times, it's at the other end of the country. So it's as the only other hammock hang as like a big hang. The one we went to yesterday was kind of the other community driven, or not community driven, but place where a lot of hammockers like gets together in like an organized way. So there's like the Danish Outdoor Festival and the
It
Outdoor
caters more to
Festival.
the Copenhagen side of Denmark, you could
Yeah.
say.
Gotcha.
I mean,
Yeah,
we'd happily
they should
attend
even
both.
talk to the organizers and see if they could move it like a month earlier to like later July. And yeah, might be something I could go over to. I need you to change your entire focus of your structure of your festival just so I can come. That
You would
part
love
of my
it.
hair is showing.
You would love it. It's a beautiful place,
Yeah.
and you got a lot of like overlanders. It's big there as well. Uh, it's fun to look into that world of camping as well.
Yeah, I've had a few people talk to me about some of the overland festivals. Cal and Christian from Yobo, they've talked to me about some of the overland stuff. That's also kind of an intense community as well.
I bet.
And here in the States, it has a definitely an intense connotation. But yeah.
We might have
So,
campers here that
Christian,
are smaller than your cars.
yeah, there's that.
It's a luxury. It's not just something you do.
Right.
Getting the size of car that it can actually fit a tent. Oh, then
Can you call it? Can you call it a camper van if it's not even a van?
yeah.
Well, I remember seeing some of the setups that they had at the Danish Outdoor Festival. And going, that's an overlay vehicle, like
It is now.
it is now, like that. Hey, props to you guys. Oh my goodness. So, Christian, you just recently did a kind of what we joked about is I hate you hike. So you have done this hike for the last 2 years, and it's an event that you say 100 kilometers hiking in 24 hours on your feet, like not
Yes.
riding a bike or any, like you are walking 100
Walking.
kilometers in 24 hours.
Yes. So most people, when they reach the 30s, like me, have to go through the start of a midlife crisis. Some people go and buy expensive shit. Some people run a marathon. I can't run, so my option was to go on long hikes, extreme hiking. So there's this German concept called Mammutmarsch, which has come to Denmark, which is, as you say, 100 kilometers or around 62 miles in 24 hours. And it's paced out with 5 little depots where you get some drinks and some food, basically just some calories, and you just walk just one step at a time. You start around 2 p.m. and continue. Last year, I finished in around 21 hours. I did the entire trip around. I lost the toenail. It was great. I hated myself for a couple of months. This year, unfortunately, I had too many blisters. I didn't manage my footwear and sock situation properly, so I only did around 50 miles before I tapped out.
Only.
But yeah, only. But
Only.
as for people who don't know me and haven't seen me, I'm about 250 pounds. I'm not a small guy. I'm
Of
a
pure
big guy
fucking will.
of pure fucking will. So that is my one time a year where I get to do my main. Can I do this? Can I push myself? Exercise thing, and
Okay.
I ruin my body trying every time. But it's a will thing. I've reached a certain point where I need to keep pushing myself and seeing, can I do this? And every time I get the promise from Nils and a couple of other friends, oh, we'll join you. It's no problem. Let's next year. I'll join you next year.
It's
And
scary.
then next year comes and it's like, I'm not this year, maybe next year. And every time I end up doing it alone.
This weekend. I think
There,
I got
there is
caught.
no inflation in kilometers. There's not like it's going up. It's still gonna be 100.
Yeah.
Oh man,
So,
that
but
sounds
I
like a wild ride.
I really, well, again, the 62 miles is an incredibly difficult distance to go through, and the concept of the hike is to push yourself beyond your limits and being able to see what your body is really able to do. But for people, like, why did you sign up again? For me, it's like the once you pass the 30 miles and your body and your feet are hurting, at some point it won't get any worse, and you go into the night and your body kind of goes into this survival mode. But then once you reach around 4 or 5 a.m. and the sun starts rising, you get like this second wind of energy, and you get your morning coffee, and everybody is in the same boat. I think the last hike I went to, we were about 3,000 people signed up. So you constantly go in this huge community of people suffering, and like, oh, you can do it. And if you start like feeling bad and need to sit down, people will come over and be like, oh, are you okay? Do you need any help? And kind of keep you going. So there's constantly a group of people that you can like fall into talks to and motivate you to, when you get passed by 4 17-year-old girls that just like breezes past you at 3 a.m. and like, oh, this is not a problem at all. You kind of internally like go, hell no, I can
hate you
follow
so
those. I don't care. I'm 250 pounds. I can pass you at some point. You can't keep going at that speed. And then you just breeze through the night, and the sun comes up in the morning, and you're sitting at one of the depots, and you take your shoes off, look down at your blistered feet, and like, why have I done this? Why?
Mistakes were made.
And you know there's at least 10 miles back to the car, no matter what you do. And then you just, I got to do this. God damn it. So it's a yearly pain ritual that I'm forcing myself into. And of course, next year, Nils is going to join me, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
It's like it sounds like a cult. I'll join.
Yeah.
I guess like now,
cult.
I don't know if you guys have seen this. There's a show on an American TV right now. It's kind of like this dystopian future thing. At least that's what they're calling it. It's called like The Walk or something, and they get all the what it looks like these kids, and it's like basically walk till you can't walk anymore. But if you stop walking, they shoot you. Yeah, it's a very interesting concept of show, but that's kind of what I think about when I think, because if you say, oh, there's a group of people that will help you, no, there would be a group of people carrying my fat butt like next little bit. This would be helping. It would be like dragging me along in a very literal sense.
Clever
After
of you,
about 30
Christian.
miles.
Christian, it's clever of you to get this on air. And I've said yes.
So, guys, we'll wrap it up for this episode. We really look forward to hearing more from you guys. And if nobody else, I am seriously looking forward to seeing you guys in January again.
Heck yeah.
So thanks for coming on our podcast, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Always a pleasure.
If you've liked what you've heard this week, we encourage you to give us a like and subscribe on Facebook or wherever you get your podcast, whether it be YouTube or Spotify. And if you could just drop us a comment or leave us a review, it really helps feed the algorithm that helps really make this Hammock Hangers podcast bigger on the global podcast universe. So for those of you that are listening, we appreciate you. For those of you that have registered for HangCon and bought tickets or raffle tickets, we thoroughly appreciate your support as well. We'll have some really big news coming out from that in the next couple of months. So please make sure that you are connected with our Facebook and Instagram pages to get all the information on classes and special guests and vendors that are going to be gracing us with their presence for HangCon 2026. And we've had some very interesting emails that we have answered from vendors that have not been to HangCon yet that may make an appearance this year. As I'm dropping potential spoilers. Be on the lookout for that. And it was great having these guys on. And until next time, everybody, happy hanging.
As we gently sway out of another Hammock Field episode, we want to thank you, our wonderful listeners, for hanging out with us on the Hammock Hangers podcast. We hope that you have found relaxation, inspiration, and a renewed sense of connection to nature through our discussions. Remember to keep that hammock spirit alive in your daily life, whether it's by taking a few moments to unwind in your own backyard oasis or by planning your next hammock adventure in the great outdoors. Embracing the tranquility, embracing the simplicity, and never forget the joy that comes from simply hanging around. Before we part ways, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay up to date with all things hammock related. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Just search for the Hammock Hangers Podcast. Your support means the world to us, and we can't wait to hang with you again on our next episode. Until then, stay relaxed, stay adventurous, and keep on hanging those hammocks high. From all of us here at the Hammock Hangers Podcast, we wish you peaceful hangs and endless relaxation. Thank you for tuning in. Happy hanging, everyone.